Hello everybody, Bankman67 here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a HeroScape map I made. So, let's just zoom in here a little bit. So, I don't know what I'm going to call this map, but I'll just go about explaining as we go along. So this first part here is the castle, and in there are the Vikings, knights, some other guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. I'm sorry for the glare on the water, though. There's some water in there, some trees, but this part here uses 2 castle sets. If we keep going around, we see a small path into the ice part. The ice part, it's only 1 ice set of tundra something. And next is where all the orcs are. The orcs are one of my favorites, but they're not really good. And then as we keep moving further, we see other people, and then we finally get to the Morrow. The Morrow team has the biggest amount of players, like characters, I mean, but it has so little land, and it has to cover so much to get anywhere. So that's kind of the drawback of it. Over here on these pillars are the samurai and ranger team. All sorts of figures laid out here. Just in building the bridges, that was kind of difficult. Took me a couple tries to do that. Started to run out of ladders. This castle here and that castle were built with 1 castle set. As for specs of what this map was made out of, 2 Rises of Valkyrie, 3 castles, 2 to the Forgotten Road to the Forgotten Forest, 1 Morrow, 1 Volcanic Wasteland, and 1 Tundra. And a bunch of miscellaneous pieces as well. Now, as you can see, there are many random figures. Like, what team do they go on? Like, there are 2 dragons over there, dragon down here. There's, a couple of those monster guys. Well, because I developed them into teams and there are only about 7 or 8 cards or players per team, I decided to add something extra with the monsters that I had. So I decided to create this area, and that includes 2 red dragons, the lava monsters, the ogres, wolf, 2 like wolf king guys, 1 green dragon, 2 bridge guardians, 1 yeti, and 1 spider, and all those are like random encounters. And if you defeat the enemy, then you get control of that enemy and you can play as them. I really thought that was kind of innovative, seeing as I've never really seen that done anywhere else, but if somebody else did it, please feel free to tell me. I can handle that. So, this is a really big map. It measures probably about 4 or 5 feet long by roughly 3 feet wide in some areas. Now that it has a whole bunch of characters on it, it might be difficult to maneuver, but I don't really think it's going to be that difficult. Because this game was meant for a 4 to 5 people game. So, like I said, it's going to take a while. Now I want to kind of dive into the strategy portion of this. And with this map, there are a couple things I recommend. If you're the Morrow team, try to take out as many of these guys as you can and try to gain more people as alliances, like the lava monsters or the spiders. Now, as you keep progressing forward, take out as many people as you can. That's kind of the only thing. As the samurais up on there, I'd recommend going back to the castle, defeating everybody back there, because that means that the farther you're moving back, the farther the Morrow has to move to get you. Either that or create an alliance with the 2. Alliances are good in like larger maps. In smaller maps, they don't really make much sense because there's not a whole lot of land. As for the orcs, I can't really say anything for them other than try to gain as much people as I can. If you may have noticed, there are more characters on the battlefield than cards. That's because if there are 2 of these saber-toothed tiger things that the orcs are riding on. There are 2 of these guys. Then I only bother to put out 1 card, that way it saves space, as well as the giant monster dragon things. As for building it, I did one kind of rough way of doing it, and I only had the castle, and then this entire middle section here was gone, including the ice. So it just like made it so much smaller. The swamp was like over in that area over there. It was a whole lot smaller, but then I got another Rise of Valkyrie, another castle set from one of my friends who had it, and extra piece, I guess. And so I was happy. I might be getting another Rise of Valkyrie if another one of my friends lets me buy his off of him, because now that it's kind of like dead, at least that's what I say it is, it's really hard to get any more of it. So I'm just getting some off my friends who actually play this game with me. And then once I got that set, I expanded like this whole area because I had enough pieces to do it. And then I built the area over there. And on this castle over here, it was the same castle that was over here. Now, the story behind this area, the story that I've come up with for it, is that before there was like the castle and the Vikings and the Knight Empire, that spanned everywhere. But then the Morrow started invading by turning so much of it to swamp and just wasteland. And then as more and more people started coming to this land, the castles were broken down, castles were overrun, things were really getting bad. So now the Vikings and the Knights, they're trying to push back everything so that way they can reclaim what land was theirs. So it's kind of interesting, and I really enjoy having a kind of a set storyline for what's going to happen, because the Knights, they want everything dead. The Morrow, they just want to keep invading everybody else alliances. And alliances are really fun if you have a whole bunch of people. When you only have like 3 people, it's kind of unfair. Last game I played, I think there were 4 people here, and yeah, we had alliances all over the place. It was really fun. Next video I probably put up might be an actual game. If you want a tutorial on anything here, just comment below. I'm definitely not going to rebuild this map because I need to take it down soon. And I also just recently got the Battle for the Undark, which I'm going to be reviewing here shortly. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Two last things I want to mention. Shout outs to your HeroScape channel. You got some really good videos out there, and you're not really getting a whole lot of recommendation for them. And HeroScape Bros, both links for the channels will be in the description below. If you have any just questions about the map or anything like that, feel free to just PM me or comment below. Rate what you think this map is. And yeah, thanks for watching.